Thank you so much. Let's go back to the phones now where Vinny's waiting. If you got a question for Larry, phones are open at the moment. So 844-580-9326. Got a couple of slots for you. 844-580-WDBO. Vinny's calling from Castleberry. Go ahead, Vinny.
Hey, Larry. Thanks for taking my call. 2013 328i hardtop that the air condition doesn't cold right away, but in a minute or two of revving the engine driving, it gets cold and it stays cold. But it's that first 2 to 3 minutes in the Florida sun that you just need that AC right away. And I went to two different places, one being a dealer, and they both said, let's just change out the whole system without even looking at it. I wonder if there was another option.
Well,
yeah, I mean, if that's what it is, that's what it is. But I'd like to repair it if possible.
Yeah, Vinny, let me kind of bring you up to date on something here. All right, now, number one, I think that BMW uses a variable displacement compressor. Okay. Listen, to put a new control valve in those compressors, like I said, the compressors rarely ever go bad. I mean, I don't think I've ever seen one of them variable displacement compressors fail. They don't use a clutch on the front of them like the older AC compressors do.
Okay.
These are all what that compressor pumps is all dictated by a control valve. And it's an electronic control valve. Computer system literally takes over. And, so when you got something like that, you could replace the whole entire AC system. It may not even fix it, So what I'm saying is, if anything, it probably needs a new control valve. Now, which, depending on, I don't know what the labor time is to pull that compressor off and put it back on, but it's a whole lot cheaper than replacing everything. And then you got another issue here. We have an additive that we have used for probably a couple decades now, or close to it. It's an additive called ICE 32, and what it does is it allows an AC system to get a whole lot colder, a whole lot quicker, and makes the system a lot more efficient. It is it's what's called a polarized lubricant enhancer. And the way that it works is it's attracted to magnetic fields. It was originally designed for the treatment of brain tumors, believe it or not, so they could keep medications in areas that needed treatment by the use of electromagnets. Well, somebody, and that was a doctor by the name of Ben Mosier that actually invented this stuff. But Intermagnetics Corporation took it and decided that if they used that same additive in a oil base, it did exactly the same thing. Now, they also put in additives that would make it attached to refrigerant oil, and this is where it gets real interesting. Over a period of time of using your air conditioning system, what will happen is you will have refrigerant oil get out of the AC compressor and get into places it does not belong, like the evaporator in your dash. Now, when that thing gets a lot of the refrigerant oil in it, it actually prevents refrigerant from traveling through those areas that are now filled with refrigerant oil, and it lowers the efficiency of your whole entire AC system. The ICE 32 actually bonds to that ice to your refrigerant that would be in your evaporator, and it'll pull it out of there and keep it in the compressor because of the magnetics that are taking place in the compressor. And basically what it does is it increases the sear rating by getting the oil out of the evaporator back into the compressor. And it's just an additive. There's no mechanical anything it's got to be done. We actually add like 1.5 ounces of this to an existing air conditioning system. And the difference is daylight and dark as far as how fast your air conditioning system will get cold if it's working correctly. So, and it prevents the AC compressor from literally wearing out. It's almost like what AMSOIL does for an engine. And it also lays down a protective coating on the inside of all the aluminum components, like an evaporator, which is a big job in a car like this if it has to be replaced. So the Ice 32 is literally an incredible product for a vehicle and that may be all that is necessary. If the system is working by design like it's supposed to, just by adding the Ice 32 may be all that is required with this thing, Vinny. So it's definitely something to consider. You can go to Ice 32 or just put Ice 32 in your search engine and read up on it, because it's an amazing product. And it runs like $99 to have it, a system like this treated with the Ice 32. So it's extremely affordable for what you get back out of it. And so we've been using it, I think, since 2002, I believe, is when we started using it. And, that's 20 years, and I don't think we have ever replaced an AC compressor that had the Ice 32 treatment done to it. Now, that's something to be said, because we work on a lot of cars. So the Ice 32 is really an amazing product. And if your system is full of refrigerant and it seems to be working correctly, I'd probably recommend start with that. And, if that's all it takes, if that's all it's going to take care of your AC system, I see a 5-star review in my future. How's that? Thanks.
Okay, absolutely. I'm going to have to come by and let you folks take care of it. I'm not the mechanical type when it comes to cars, so I would have to come by to your shop and we'll let you take a look at it.
Well, that'll work for us.
Do the job.
All right, Vinny. Thanks for your call. You have a great weekend.